Oh, baby Jesus, we got some. Oh, y'all. Oh, my God. Oh, man. Oh, man. This is crazy. I don't even know where to start. Let's do some shouts real quick. It started. This is why I don't even know where to start. All right, Dap the E Vegan. What's going on, Dap? Papa Nunya. Jasper Jaguars, Son of Clay, Ryan Gorman, Kit, Brent, Crying Kanye, Little Rock Elevator. Crying Kanye, you said the Civil War is here. Civil War with who? I'm trying to understand why people keep saying Civil War. Like, it doesn't matter really how you feel about Trump or even his supporters in this particular case. They're not at my crib. I don't care about either of the candidates. So there's that. I'm actually pro-election transparency, which we don't have, which is why we have this problem. We're gonna touch on that. But unless you're on the side, of the DC Metro Police and the establishment, like, you don't have any skin in this game. So like the Civil War, it would be them versus the institutions that they believe are suppressing their voices. And I don't really have any stake in that game. I'm not part of that Civil War. I don't know what Civil War you talking about. JaCrispy Volcano, if only for a good reason. I beg to differ. It is for a good reason. Maybe not in the way in the way that they may be pushing it, but I'm explaining to you that it's not as black and white as, oh yeah, they're just defending Trump. And no, it's more than that. It's absolutely more than that. The Capitol was just shot up. Oh Lord. Shanika just said the Capitol was shot up. Good God. Are Fiorella and Pops coming on? Nah, they're on the way back home. I'm gonna try to get them on a little bit later though. We'll see if we have time for it. Stay human. I literally answered your super chat and I told you we didn't know what you were talking about because we were in the middle of a live stream. So there's that. If I ignored it, then I would have not been talking about it. There's a whole video right now talking about it an hour later. Y'all funny. Rick, another worldview is possible. Joseph John, Tatame's diary. Max Blumenthal's Twitter has a video of the victim was possibly shot. Oh Lord. I'm not ready. I don't want to look at that. No, I can't show that on YouTube either way. All right, man. Y'all like this video, share this video. Whew. It's about to be crazy. All right, people. So let me just be 100% honest with you. If you came here for a partisan take attacking these protesters for Stop the Steal, you came to the wrong place. If you came here for a partisan take unilaterally defending these protesters for Stop the Steal, you came to the wrong place. If you came here for some mainstream media narrative, if you came here for me to tell you how to feel about this or to confirm your bias, you're probably in the wrong place. Because the truth is, I'm all over the place with with how I'm feeling right now. And it's really, for me, all based on perspective. And I'm going to talk about all those perspectives. So first of all, shit crazy, y'all. Shit crazy. It's going down. DC is on fire right now. Not literally, but probably in 5 minutes it will be literally. The Stop the Steal protesters who Donald Trump called on to protest in DC today, they stormed Congress. They stormed Congress. I don't know if you want to call it that, but they there. We're gonna see. I don't know. We're gonna see some pictures real quick, and I'm gonna show you a video. I'm gonna see if we can call it storming. I don't know. We might not be able to call it that. So this is just one of the videos. They in there. They having a party right now, bro. Having a whole party in the Capitol. So far, word on the street is they've actually now officially showed up to Capitol Hill to get something done more times than AOC has her entire congressional term. Oh man. Let's go check out another picture. They are in the chambers right now. In the chambers. Now, the reason I say that I don't know if I would call it storming is because, well, they look like they let these motherfuckers walk right in. This is a well organized line, y'all.
Finally get down here.
They walking in line like they in middle school, like single file. Like they going to lunch, like it's lunchtime. Middle school. There is no cops to be found. There are no cops to be found. Look, y'all. I'm not going to pretend to even. I don't care actually. I don't care. I know some people. I'm just getting this shared out, but I know some people want me to care, to be upset, to be outraged. This is a coup. This is a coup. Nah, bro. Nah, actually. Now, before we get started with the other side of the coin, I want to talk about it from a personal perspective as someone who has been a staunch advocate of letting protesters protest, whatever the cause may be for, because that is one of the most sacred rights as an American citizen. My gripe and complaint with the Blue Lives Matter crowd is that whenever we, as black people, as people are advocating for black issues, people are advocating for left issues, challenge the government and those institutions, the police, that some of them now are getting the hell beat out of them by the way, that is part of those government institutions. Whenever we challenge them, we get shouted down. They tell us we're violent rioters. God forbid we showed up with a weapon. Oh God. But they say that violent rioters deserve to be tear gassed and punished. They deserve to be arrested. They deserve to be shot. They deserve the disparate treatment that they receive for advocating for just causes and challenging these institutions. And my issue there is the hypocrisy. That's my issue. My issue isn't that you're protesting. I actually am jealous. I'm a little jealous because we were there this weekend. We were literally fighting for healthcare. We were literally fighting to free Assange. We got, about 50 people per event. At least we got 100,000 people out there. And they're storming Capitol Hill. Right now, the left looks a little bit bitch made. We look like some pussies. We look bad. Nah, the left last night was cheering for Jon Ossoff in an election that doesn't matter to us. The left last night was cheering for getting the House, the Senate, and the executive office with zero concessions. That's what we were doing. That's what they were doing. The left was busy smearing events where the featured speakers speaking for Medicare for all were mostly black or people of color and women. That's what they were doing. That's what they were spending their time doing. Meanwhile, these people were organizing this crazy event that led to the storming of the Capitol building to get what they wanted. I'm jealous. I'm not mad about it. I'm jealous because the left is looking weak as hell right now. But that is once again where we got to go back to the hypocrisy aspect. So I put this tweet up earlier, just in frustration because that's how I feel about it. Just as a person, once again, who's experienced this stuff. And it blew up instantly. I said, damn, so you're telling me that I can actually storm the Capitol building if I'm a white dude with a Confederate flag, but I can't peacefully protest without being shot with tear gas and having the shit beat out of me if I'm black or advocate for black causes. Only in motherfucking America. This is my gripe. My gripe isn't with protesters. Very rarely, actually, I mean, I'm just like, y'all know me. I'm like just disgustingly consistent like that. That's how I am. I will never side with this corrupt government, with corrupt institutions, even if I disagree with the cause. I would never side with corrupt institutions against protesters. Ever. Ever. Like literally, you got to be doing some crazy shit, just beating the hell out of innocent people, every innocent person you walk by. Like, you got to be doing some wild stuff for me to cheer against you. And even if I'm cheering against you if you're like some crazy violent protester hurting innocent people, I'm still not cheering for the government. I'm not cheering for them because I understand where we're at right now. If this was BLM, we don't have to wonder what would have happened. They would have never made it to the damn Capitol, bro. One black man would have they were literally, a person like will put his finger on the gate of a federal building during these BLM protests over the last couple of months. Just to put a finger on the gate of a federal building, on the gate of a random federal building. Boo, 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 boo. Curfew, tear gas, rubber bullets. If you're lucky, have the hell beat out of you, arrested. We would have never made it to the Capitol building, let alone be able to walk in a single file line. And somebody brought up the point, BLM would have never tried to storm Congress. You're absolutely right about that. That's the other problem I have, is that we should be. If they were really, if people who are out there, who were out there because of what we saw over the last couple of months with Jacob Blake, with George Floyd, and issues that have happened prior to that, if that energy is genuine, why the hell are we everywhere except for Capitol Hill? And matter of fact, if that energy was genuine, where are y'all at today and last night when we just witnessed Jacob Blake's shooters get off after paralyzing that man? Y'all were just in the streets, not even right before November 3rd. I'm sure that's coincidence though, right? Right before November 3rd, right before Biden won this election, right before the Democrats took the Senate, right before they maintained barely the House. Y'all were everywhere. Why aren't y'all in Capitol Hill right now? Hell, I would settle for y'all just to be somewhere right now. Where's Antifa at? I'm so confused because whenever I was telling people, I don't have a problem with Antifa, the real Antifa, the Antifa that historically has always included black leaders, no masks, and accountability and responsibility for their activism, unafraid to challenge fascism head on, because there is never anything wrong with challenging fascism, period, point blank. That Antifa I love, I respect, but I know my history. This new Antifa, the Antifa that receives praise by Joe Biden, the ones that weren't there at Standing Rock, the ones who were not there in Ferguson, Missouri, the ones who were not there in Baltimore, the ones who were not there in New York. Like, I remember. Y'all weren't there. Y'all showed up to challenge Trump as if he was the only fascist. Like, from 2008 to 2016, that just never happened. With no fascism there. They didn't roll up in damn tanks in Ferguson, Missouri, right? That's not what they rolled up with. And yet, Biden wins. Breonna Taylor, we find out, she was killed by a police unit specifically put together as part of a gentrification project. Jacob Blake, we found out, will not have any justice whatsoever. Paralyzed from the waist down for the rest of his life. And Antifa is nowhere to be found right now, but these people are storming Capitol Hill. I'm just saying, it's some perspective. Let me go ahead and get to some of these super chats. No, I got all of them actually. Sparky, they were obviously agent provocateurs. I mean, no, I don't think so actually. The only reason I say that they're probably not agent provocateurs is because I've been out in the community in multiple states. This is Trump supporters. Like, this is what they do. I don't know if y'all figured this out. I live in Florida, y'all. I live in little I live in Little Havana, where every Sunday for months, not a couple of weeks before the election, for months, every Sunday, these people would do 2-3 hour caravans driving down Calle Ocho, just woo, Trump, 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 Trump. Every Saturday, they were having boat parties, not little boats, big old yacht boats, riding around Miami for Trump. We passed on the way, me and Christine and my wife were down on the way down from DC in Florida. Multiple RVs with Trump supporters, like just Trump draped 2, 3, 4 hour RVs. This is what the left should be doing. This is the agent provocateur shit. I've seen the Trump base. You can say whatever you want to about them. A lack of organization is not the thing to say about them. They've been doing this. They didn't need, they were inspired by Trump for better or for worse. And they took that and ran with it. The difference is, like I said, 2016, bro, I was ready. I was ready to go back. I was there. I was in Philly. If you were in Philadelphia when Bernie was cheated, you know exactly what I'm talking about when I say we were ready. Tens of thousands of us were ready to do the exact same thing. The difference is Bernie told us to stand down. Trump told his supporters to stand up. Once again, for better or for worse, you can like them or not like them. I don't really care either way. Neither of them are they don't represent me. But that's the difference. And we would have been called, and were called, agent provocateurs as well. No, we were pissed. Not because, because Bernie got cheated, because that was like in the WikiLeaks, we found out for 100% fact that that's what happened. But we could have never known. If we, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the problem. That's the problem, is that there is no transparency. All of this could have been prevented if we had access to every single voting machine, but we don't, because it's proprietary software. And because of that, you have to go through the private third-party company that is controlling the elections that your taxpayer dollars fund, that determine the outcome of your life. If there was transparency to the point where it was impossible to question the outcome of the election, well, then you could have a situation like Bolivia, where even after a right-wing military coup, their elections are so secure that they could literally vote out the people who committed the damn coup. That's how secure every election system in the world should be. That's definitely how secure our election system should be. And we have the ability to make it that secure. We are purposely avoiding it. Our country is. And instead of acknowledging this reality, we let it fester, and they just happen to mess with the wrong side. The left is a bunch of bitches. Mind you, I'm a leftist saying this. Y'all can get robbed. Like the ones in Philadelphia, I was there. There were tens of thousands of people there. The cops had to pull up with a fleet. The ambulances pulled up in a fleet because we were storming the fences. If you were in the park, there were thousands of people there. If you were at City Hall, there were thousands of people there. There were thousands of people driving their cars with signs on it. We were about it. Bernie said stand down. The left has been placating, playing this game of opportunism, trying to, these individual leaders have been trying to enrich themselves and fill their pockets. And the left has been effectively castrated. We look like some stray bitches, right? I cannot stress that enough. We look like some punk asses. Meanwhile, like we can't even get people to hold AOC accountable. Whereas I saw Trump supporters even out there advocating to get Trump to pardon Julian Assange this weekend. People who may not agree with on any other issue. That issue is something that they were willing to challenge their favorite president on. We can't even, Medicare for all is supposed to be the issue for us. Can't even get us to challenge the people who introduced Medicare for all, or who supported Medicare for all, who made it popular. Can't even you're not even allowed to challenge them. And y'all wonder why we can't get shit done. But they're in Congress burning the bitch down right now. They gonna get something done. I guarantee that. Sparky, thank you for the super chat. According to independent reporters, their agent provocateurs Probably Antifa dressed up as protesters. No, man. No, I don't think so. Antifa's gone. Like, Antifa's gone. Trump called these people. Like, it's different. I get why. It's not an outlandish claim, but Antifa is not going to be around because Antifa has served its purpose. The Democrats have the House, the Senate, and the executive office. And the people who have been terrorized by the 94 crime bill policy that Biden and the Democrats created, those people voted for him. That's why, Antifa was supposed to get them on their side. Sparky, non-MSM on the ground reporters say nah, actually my team is on the ground right now, literally. No, they're not. A couple people I know, actually. They're not agent provocateurs, bro. I mean, I guess if you mean like they're trying to be provocative and get the change they want, yeah. But this is just how MAGA gets down. Dab the EV and burn that hole down. I'm fired up. Ain't no coup happening. These are just people mad as fuck. BLM and the left need to be right next to them protesting. Yeah, we were actually saying that this weekend. Like, I don't care. You're not going to get me to feel sorry for the same congressional building where our legislators looked us dead in the face, say, we don't got enough money to give y'all anything other than a $600 paycheck, but we got enough money to give billions and billions of dollars to corporations in the military industrial complex. I don't care. I do not. You think I care about that building? You think I care about that Congress? No. You think I care about this system? No. If this is what it takes for people to wake the fuck up, I'm all about it. But once again, it's about but that's because I'm consistent. If the tables were turned and this was BLM in the building, I would feel the exact same way. But there are people obviously who advocate for this stop the steal and what these protesters are doing. But when it was on the other foot and black people were tired of being gunned down, and we wanted to stand up to the system, y'all like, oh, don't destroy buildings. I mean, well, this is a pretty important building, by y'all standards. So y'all okay with that being burnt down? Well, yeah, because when we get something we want. Well, no, then you're not getting it then. You're not getting it. If you are okay with this and not okay with BLM handling their business, then you're not getting it. But I'm consistent in this bit, so I'm okay. Burn it down. Okay, shit. If they'll listen, finally, go ahead. Peace. Knock yourself out. Sparky, they're Antifa provocateurs. I already told you I disagree with it, but I do appreciate the super chat though. Bernard, just listening to the nervous hand wringing and pearl clutching on mainstream media is almost worth it. Oh my God. This was a part of the plan, y'all. This was a part of the plan. They mad as hell. Oh man. Costello, they just blamed Putin for 4 years and still are. Tear it down. Hold up. Okay, I thought you were talking about on TV. You heard him say that. Hey, Hector, I know. I was a day late. Because I didn't know about the Stop and Steal event until like after we already scheduled the trip. So like I was 1 day removed, but Pasta and Fiorella and Johnny and the Convo Couch are still out there. So they got some great coverage. I know that Johnny was over here trying to get into the building because he's crazy. But they're going to be putting some stuff up here soon. North American 8. I see people on IG being so shocked at what's going on. This is how you know a lot of folks aren't used to storming the streets. Like on some France shit. Yeah, right? Well, it also shows, in my opinion, if you're on IG, because a lot of people go to IG to get their politics now. The younger generation, for obvious reasons, that's their shit, right? My issue is actually that too many people go to IG and it's such a shallow level, because like you've noticed that the politicians don't interact with their detractors on IG. People, don't, the personalities that push this propaganda don't interact on IG. They just post and flex and post what they want, and they have a bunch of people who follow them because they like what they hear, and there's no accountability really on Instagram like that. Whereas with Twitter, for all the bad that Twitter, has, we get to see people expose themselves. And if you've been on Twitter, like Facebook is where you go to get lied to, right? Instagram, if you're following the right people, you might get some truth and it can go viral pretty rapidly. But on Twitter, you get to see who people actually are. You get to see what causes people actually care about. And if you've been on Twitter, if you've even on YouTube, but mostly on Twitter, obviously, because YouTube is YouTube. If you've been there on Twitter, you were not surprised by this. You were mostly surprised that it didn't happen sooner because it seemed to have been boiling up for quite some time. This isn't a surprise at all. Eloise, thank you very much for becoming a premium YouTube subscriber. Shout out to Eloise. Much love, much love. White CD, what do you think of Jordan Sheridan say every media outlet that pushed this insane election fraud conspiracy for clicks should be taken off air? I would say Jordan Sheridan's a goddamn idiot. I would say that Jordan Sheridan is looking for clicks. I would say that Jordan Sheridan pretends to be an election integrity activist when it was convenient, and it was Bernie suffering from it. But like, it's very clear, in my opinion, that it was only because Bernie was suffering from it and his grift was almost completely and totally dependent on Bernie. Now that he's, because and of course, by extension, that means his grift depends on the propagation of what party? The Democrats. Okay, he's not going to tell you the truth. Why would he? He's going to tell you, they're pushing election fraud. No. Election fraud is not a conspiracy. Election fraud is an absolution. It is indisputable. Like this, literally, we just had Democrats were quick to complain about at the moment they thought they were going to lose last night in Georgia. Immediately, well, maybe the voter suppression by the election fraud being committed by Republicans. That's what they're worried about, right? We just saw a Republican get away with ballot harvesting, obviously, or not get away with it. He got caught doing it in North Carolina. We saw another Democrat try to ballot harvest in California. This all happened within this year. In North Carolina, they overturned the entire election for the first time in like 50 or 60 years. Election fraud, literally in North Carolina, election fraud happened. They had to overturn it. So now election fraud is a conspiracy theory. So Jordan trying to pretend like he don't know what the hell these absentee ballots are about now. Now Jordan want to pretend like that powers that be don't conspire to maintain power. Jordan trying to pretend like the corporate elite don't lobby to suppress our vote. Why? Because it's inconvenient for your checkbook? What? Come on, bro. Like, you're mad that Congress is being stormed right now because they've done such a good job that buildings should be kept upright and Congress shouldn't be fearing for their lives after they just fucked America. I think it's highly appropriate for Congress to be fearing for their lives right now. That's why they don't do shit for us. They have health care. They have guaranteed checks. Most of their seats are secure. AOC is not going to be beat. She's fine. Her seat's safe. Ilhan Omar's seat's safe. Bernie Sanders' seat is the safest. And they all just tried to pass. No, they did successfully. Not only did they pass it, they passed legislation to fuck us over. And then the Democrats voted to veto Trump's veto. And Trump eventually had to bend over. He didn't have to. He shouldn't have. But I'm just saying that's what happened. But like the moment that Trump says he's going to veto and ask for $2,000, then of course all of a sudden Democrats want to pretend like they asked for $2,000 when they never. That's not what they asked for. A couple of progressives did ask for that, but they never really advocated for it. They allowed that $600. They allowed unchallenged. They allowed Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer unchallenged to approve $600. And then want to pretend like they wanted $2,000 when they telling you they ain't got enough money, but it's all right. We about to get these billions to corporations and military industrial complex to other countries. And you pissed that Congress is being burnt down right now? That's the same halls of Congress. Jordan, you was just trying to get all this credit for being at the Assange vigil or Assange protest. And I even gave Status Quo a shout out because I understand that it's luckily more than just you there. But you have no fucking idea what that protest is about if you're defending this corrupt system just because it isn't to benefit the party that you are clearly loyal to, because that's where your grift comes from. You need the Democrats to be in power so you can keep making this money, so you can complain about change you never actually want to fight to seek. Jordan had an offer extended to him by the Convo Couch and myself. You had a problem with it, you want to debate it, just come on the show. We can have a talk about it. I ain't really care about it. I don't care. We can talk all night. Instead, he gaslighted and avoided us. And when he got challenged on that, his wife called somebody an anti-Semitic. Like most people even know Jordan is a goddamn Israeli. Jordan's Israeli and nobody knows it because he's done a very good job hiding it because he doesn't talk about Palestinian issues. And now you know why. Always beware of people who are telling you to be mad at activists, to be mad at the people, rather than be mad at the government. If you got to make a choice of who to be mad at, it's always the government's fault, especially in an oligarchy like ours. I see there's another one. Hold up. Oh, Sparky, thank you very much for the super chat. For the amount of money spent on electronic voting fraud systems, we could hire thousands of honest Amish paper ballots. Amish paper ballots? I mean, them things couldn't be rigged. As long as we get to carry them by horse and carriage, we got to make sure that if we cart them off after the election's over, we got to cart them away by horse and carriage. That's what we got to do. But back to this stop the steal thing. I will not condemn them for storming the building for their cause. And believe it or not, I will not condemn Trump for asking people who felt like they were cheated to go fight for their votes, to go fight for whatever they believe that cause is. Once again, I wanted Bernie to ask us to stand up for him and fuck him. No, I wanted Bernie to ask us to stand up for our own voices. And he told us to shut up. He told us to sit down, shut up. Republicans only cheat. Democrats don't cheat. And then later on, when he was asked, well, yeah, they did cheat, but it's different people in power now, so we've moved on. I think it'll be more difficult to cheat this time. Well, hold up. You just said to not challenge anything because you didn't get cheated. Then that's all over. And when you get asked about it straight up, oh, well, yeah, actually, I did get cheated, but you got cheated through the Shadow app. You just witnessed the DNC in Iowa try to steal it from you day one, first day of the damn election. You saw it happen. You caught them red-handed and pretended as if election fraud was fake. And only Republicans do it. And yet, Jordan now doesn't believe in election fraud. Many of Bernie's supporters, because he has way more neoliberal supporters than actual progressive supporters at this point, they don't believe election fraud is real unless the Republicans do it. So now I'm supposed to believe only one party engages in election fraud. Y'all, let's be real. Let's be real. When it comes to screwing people over, is it ever just one party? Is it ever just one party? No. When it comes to supporting war, is it ever just one party? When it comes to giving money to Israel, is it ever just one party? When it comes to supporting police brutality, is it ever just one party? When it comes to aiding Wall Street, is it ever just one party? When it comes to screwing us over in this pandemic, has it been just one party? Was it one party that voted for that shit CARES Act? Was it one party that voted for that shit appropriations bill disguised as a COVID stimulus package? Is it one party? So just with the most important aspect of our electoral system, literally voting, it's only one party actually trying to screw us, and that's who we should be focusing on. No, that's not how it works. G-Dog 2K2, thank you very much for the super chat. 100% true. Fraud Squad. Yes, absolutely. What's up? Oh, I saw Zachary Chechen. Ah, there we go. I just found your super chat. Sing MAGA YouTubers, Officer Tatum, ABL, say that this is okay, but BLM wasn't because they protested a person being justified. Oh, no, you're not saying it's justifiably killed by cops. You're saying that that's what they said. I actually just talked about this earlier, that they're hypocrites. They're hypocrites. This is okay because people struggling in the middle of a pandemic who believe their voices were stolen are standing up. This is what the Second Amendment is actually guaranteed for. However, those people that you are discovering, those YouTubers are opportunists. They don't want to admit they are hypocritical because just like Jordan on the left, they don't want to hurt their grift because then they would have to be consistent. They're on their ass sitting down, not doing a damn thing. They're not there. Those protesters are there. But they're going to say what they can to keep raking in money and not hurt their base. But they're hypocrites. That's the problem with the left and the right, isn't it? There's hypocrites in both parties that are just propping up establishment left-right narratives. Is what it is. North American ape, facts. IG is literally like a damn shallow puddle when it comes to politics. I go from Twitter to IG and it feels like I'm in Twilight Zone. Yeah, for sure. And like I said too, and the Facebook is the worst because that's basically where you just go to get lied to, and you're going to get lied to there, and you just like it. You must be into some S&M shit, like getting the hell beat out of you via propaganda. Blaze Domes. Election fraud is a thing, so I do agree with that. Appreciate you. M. Lowe's, thanks for the super chat. The left wants brunch. Woo, this is what we're up against. Huh? I'm not, hold up. You mean we're up against the brunch brigade? Yeah, that's true. That's true. You know, back in the day, y'all, that what y'all see happening right now, that would have been us, bro. That's what, like I said, I'm not mad at these people. I'm jealous. I'm jealous because I want the left to fight like this. But they won't do it. Oh, man. Sparky. What if Trump reaches out and leads People's Party as a replacement party? Could it be? Oh, Lord. That's all. I don't know about all of that. If Trump decides to completely revamp this corrupt electoral system that disallows for third parties to ever take their proper place amongst the other establishment duopoly parties, then maybe, I guess, but I don't know if Nick Bryan would do that. It's an interesting question, though, honestly. Make sure I miss. Sparky, they're not allowing Assange bail. Shocking. Yeah, I covered that earlier, but yeah, it's sad. It really is. Yeah. All right, we're gonna get all the super chats in here. Darren Levy. Damn, I don't know why yours didn't show up. You always see the little European E. Appreciate your super chat, my man. What's the betting Dems will reintroduce a more draconian Patriot Act now that they have all three levers of government? I mean, yeah, they've been doing it. They have been doing it already. I mean, think about it. The Dems have the House, which means the Patriot Act has to be approved by both the House and the Senate. They introduced more draconian laws in the most recent Patriot Act to such a degree that actually Tulsi and Thomas Massey, same old, Justin Amash, and at one point even Donald Trump were against it. But in order for that to even have gotten to the point where Donald Trump was starting to veto it, once again, the Democrats had to approve it. So we know already that that's what's about to happen. That's what's about to take place with no challenge whatsoever. Sparky, love you, Niko. Just letting you know. I know, man. I ain't got no problem with what you say. Listen, you got your opinion. I'm not mad at you for having an opinion. We can disagree, guys. Y'all know what channel y'all are on. We can disagree and still love each other. Plus, Sparky be on. You on point 98% of the time. I'm not mad at you for that. Zachary Chechen. Pence unfollowed Trump on Twitter. Oh, what? For real? That's not true. Let me check. You crazy. Now I'm like, you got me out here. Oh my God, Twitter beef between Pence and Trump. Somebody call TMZ. Pence has tweeted out, the violence and destruction taking place at the U.S. Capitol must stop and must stop now. Anyone involved must respect law enforcement officers and immediately leave the building. Peaceful protesters have every right, or peaceful protest is the right of every American. Oh, nah, because remember, you was perfectly fine with shooting peaceful protesters with tear gas, Mr. Pence. When they want at your crib, you know why Pence is a little bit nervous, right? Because he know protesters like this don't tend to stop at one spot. They might end up accidentally pulling up to Pence's crib. He better shut up. He hurting himself right now. He putting himself in a little bit of danger. Oh Lord, baby Jesus. No, he's following the POTUS account. He says. Oh, hold on. Let me make sure. Yeah, that was debunked. That's what it looks like anyway. He's not But I think the reason that they said that is because he is sending out a completely different message than Donald Trump is. Donald Trump is like, hey man, y'all just be safe out there. Try to keep as peaceful as you can, dog. You know what I'm saying? I'm praying for you. One love. Appreciate y'all. Y'all energy and stuff, man. You're just trying to keep it real, and stay up, man. Stay safe, man. We're praying for you. We're praying for you. That's how Trump is treating you. You're like, man, don't be violent though. Yeah, but Pence on this whole respect law enforcement shit, man, fuck them. Do y'all need to see the video again? Listen, why do they need to fear law enforcement? I could do this. Just walk in the building. Why?
Finally get down.
Why? Why would I need to do? What am I scared of? They're walking in a single file line, people. Like I said earlier, they literally look like they're going to lunch, like it's lunchtime in middle school. They might even be more organized. The cops didn't care until they realized, oh man, this might really make us look bad if they're able to storm the Capitol building. If everyone was getting $2,000 a month in healthcare, none of this would be happening. 100% true. Let me get to these other super chats really quick. Boston Tea Party 2.0, just looked like a little bit. They was just throwing tea. They weren't firing shots in the Capitol building. They were just throwing tea, and it got crazy up in this thing. Blaze Dunn, thank you very much for the super chat. I mean, sedition is a thing, though, so you can only take protests so far. Storming the building with shots fired is pretty yikes, It's pretty yikes that you make everybody shut down their businesses, and you make you literally put their elections, which is their lives, in the hands of private corporations that cheat. I mean, what do you want people to do? Like, I get what you're saying. I understand. You're saying, oh, what is a certain point where you have to follow the law? Yeah, except for what happens when your Congress people do everything in their power to usurp the law or corrupt the law, and they don't have any accountability. But we would have accountability, like that barber shop that got shut down by Gretchen Whitmer, and the barber was taken to jail. He got taken to jail for opening his barbershop because he couldn't afford to be closed. He gets accountability. We just saw the two largest steals, the largest upward transfers of wealth in the history of this country to the 1% corporations in the military industrial complex. Where's their accountability at? That's my issue. I feel what you're saying, though. Zachary Chechen, be a guest on Crystal and Kyle and Friends podcast. Maybe. I don't know if I'm their flavor. I mean, I'm friends with Kyle, but I'm just saying I don't know if I'm the flavor for Crystal. Cause y'all know, like, it's just not really. I'm not with the bullshit. You know, I am. You know, I actually like Crystal too. I like her for the most part. I think that a lot of her takes are on point. But voting for Biden and telling people to vote for Biden and basically, you know, she didn't shame as many people as others did, but she did shame people. Like, so I have disagreements with that. And you know, when you're a leftist, you can't have disagreements with other leftists because if you do, that means you hate them. And if you're a black leftist, you're really not allowed to have disagreements because we saw what happened at that point. Bree, for the first time, detracted with the white neo-progressive mainstream narrative, and Ben called her an Uncle Tom, and then the neo-progressive left started rabidly attacking her. Anna began bitching on her little podcast. I can't believe Bree didn't defend me. Whenever Ben from TYT called Bree and Uncle Tom effectively, and Anna was nowhere to be found. Bernard, thank you very much for the super chat. We talk about progressive split, but we are witnessing the break of the GOP base from the GOP establishment, and it's along class lines. Very astute observation, Bernard. I 100% agree. G dog, what's going on? It's a country of two cults. Preach on. Yeah, that's for damn sure. Well, I would say about 4. But and there's the rest of us, right? Jillian Bolin, thank you very much for the super chat. Thanks for your hard work going to force the vote and level head all through all the wacky BS. No problem. Believe it or not, that's kind of like this is my default. Like I'm not going to be outraged about things that I just would not normally be outraged about. And like, this is just one of those things where you'll be hard pressed to find a situation where I'm going to be more mad at the people than the government. Even when it's people I disagree with. Because I understand that most of those people, where my disagreements with them are because of the propaganda that they have received by that very same government. So why would I put all the onus on them whenever we know that our government has been propagandizing people and propping up lies, specifically so those people would keep voting for them in their way. And then of course you got the Democrats doing the same thing on their side, so people keep voting for them in their way, as we just saw last night with Ossoff. Like, the people are the victims of propaganda. They're doing what they know. The government could have changed that, could have done something about it. But they're the reason these people are so pissed. So no, I'm not gonna. I just don't believe if you're one of these people that are like, oh my god, this is fascism. So the people holding their government accountable after, once again, 1/4 of all businesses will never open again that have closed in this country. It was like 70%. It was some crazy number. Like 70% of small businesses at one point had closed. Only some of them opened back up. But the middle class and the upper middle class is being destroyed. Who do you think those people are out there? It's not the poor people. We ain't got, I'm very fortunate where I got the base and the network to get to places sometimes. But like, the poor people don't got nowhere. We don't got time. They don't got nowhere to go. They can't. They got to go to work. They got to drive Uber. They got to drive Lyft. They can't afford to get thrown in jail. They can't afford it. It's the middle class, the upper middle class who can do stuff like this, because they see, once again, just like what happened in 2008, the middle class is being destroyed. It's being rotted from the inside out, so the corporations can buy up all their land, buy up their businesses, and make you work for them. They see it. That's who these people are. They're working class. Nobody wants to be denigrated and taken for granted by their government. And that's, like I said, I'm not going to be mad at that. North American 8. To the folks capping for the squad, can they explain why progressives in Congress have yet to present their plans? All we get is snappy tweets. Well, I don't know what they can't explain it, by the way. They can't. You and I both know that. But on the other side of that coin, that's because they don't have any plans. That's why they can't explain it. There are none. But, AOC got a concession. Guess what? She's on the exact same committee she was last time, which is the oversight committee, which has zero power. Got the exact same committee she got last time. which is a whole different discussion. I'm gonna try to have that discussion tonight with Justin. We were supposed to actually, me and Justin Jackson are supposed to be going live right now, but matter of fact, let me see if I can tell y'all when that conversation is moved. Okay, so we're gonna do 7 p.m. He just got back to me. Justin Jackson is literally out at the rally in LA getting footage, and that man Justin Jackson going full independent journalist out here. Y'all better get that. He just rehabbed. Had a great run the other day, by the way, in the Chargers. I want to say it was like the last game of the second last game of the season. But Justin Jackson's out there right now. So we had to push it back to 7. I have 12 more? Jay Mo, thank you very much for the super chat. Donnie Nunn, if everyone was getting $2,000 a month in healthcare, none of this would be happening. I saw that earlier, but it's worth repeating. Sparky, I feel bad for the Middle East with the upcoming Biden crew. I know that's the upcoming crew is a bunch of imperialists. Like they're the competent imperialists, not like these ridiculous dumbass ones that we saw in the Trump administration. These are the real ones. These are the ones who commit genocide and no one knows about it. These are the ones who can cause open market slavery in Libya and no one will know about it. Like, yeah. Hector, I know you said you want to see me and Justin. You know, me and Justin we've already talked actually. Actually I can't get to it because I don't have the Wi-Fi on the folder. I don't have the Wi-Fi on. So I was actually Justin's very first political interview, believe it or not, when he had like 3,000, 4,000 followers. We were the first one, and I was like, bro, you got to do this more often. I hope, and I was hoping that he continued to just dig deeper and continue to speak up. And Lord knows he has taken the left by storm, and he's the reason that AOC exposed herself with the forced to vote effort. Yeah, Hector, I know you missed it. It's okay. It was like literally 2 years ago now, almost. So that's why you probably missed it. JC Nell, these people are doing what should have been done a long time ago. Many are ex-Dems. We are all being destroyed. That's true. That is very true, actually. A lot of those people are ex-Dems. We are all being destroyed. Time to unite, end the divide now. I agree. President Jafar, where are all the police aggression they had during BLM protests? Yeah, I know. I addressed that too. That's what I said. My problem isn't the protesters. My problem is the hypocrisy. I'm kind of jealous of these protests. Pop reality. I find myself disagreeing with the cause, but like the politicians, fear of them. The left needs balls. I 100% agree. That's what I'm saying, bro. I'm jealous. I mean, the cause of specifically getting Trump back in office, I don't care about that. But like the only reason these people are so avid and rabid about this is because they genuinely feel like, why wouldn't you be transparent if you were being honest and truthful? That's what these people feel. And I agree with them. If there was electoral transparency, there wouldn't be no damn Stop the Steal movement, would there? Because if you were like Maduro or Bolivia or Maduro's situation in Venezuela or Evo Morales' situation in Bolivia before, like their elections are so secure that America can't even damn commit proper coups anymore because they got damn fingerprint scanners, dog. Come on. Transparency stops stuff like this from happening. But their dedication, the establishment's dedication to refusing transparency is why these things happen. Just saying. And I want to be clear about something else too. This is direct action. They're not waiting on the electoral system to save them because they've realized that at the very bare minimum, the electoral system is a lie. They're not waiting on this judicial system to save them. For what? Y'all know me. I was a co-founder of the DNC fraud lawsuit. I witnessed our lawsuit get held up until right before the election or the end of the Democratic primary. And then guess who gets it? We get to the Supreme Court after being dismissed for BS reasons up until that point and constantly having to appeal, we get to the Supreme Court, and guess who's the judge that determines whether or not our case will be heard in front of the Supreme Court, from the entire bench? Clarence Thomas, the very man, Republican, that Joe Biden saved by smearing Anita Hill. That's who our case eventually gets to. What a coincidence. Why would they rely on the corrupt judicial system that like that it's failed them? It's failed us, leftists. It failed us. Bernie Sanders, it was in the WikiLeaks. He got the shit stolen from him. Debbie Wasserman Schultz knew it was happening. There's nothing debatable about the shit. Even Tom Perez, the new chairman of the DNC, admitted it. And the judicial system said, yeah, but do we got it though? It took this judicial system this long to get Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein, who probably isn't even dead. Or at least he didn't commit suicide. Bill Clinton is walking free right now. He should be in jail. Hillary Clinton's walking free right now. She should be in jail. Hell, Trump is president. He should be in jail. He authorized a strike on Syria over some fake chemical weapons attacks that he should have that didn't really happen, and he probably would have known that if he would have waited maybe 5 minutes for an investigation to take place. But he's walking free too. He's the president. Joe Biden is proof that not only can you not get in any trouble for being just corrupt and nefarious, but you can be rewarded for it after everyone finds out. Come on, bro. Why would I trust in this judicial system to save my electoral system when in every other aspect, including electoral politics, they have failed miserably? They failed us miserably. And once again, this is my issue. So to admit that, you have to now understand and empathize with the reality of why black people are so infuriated at the criminal justice system, at policing institutions. Because you can't tell me that you trust I trust the criminal justice system to get that right, but I don't trust them to get the electoral politics right. No, it's the same system, same corruption, same people running shit. Just like the left, the neo-progressive left, the neoliberal left is being propagandized right now to attack the people, calling protesters fascists. These protesters are not fascists, bro. They are organized. They are challenging their government. They are challenging the system that they feel is screwing them. That is not fascism. That is indeed the opposite of. Actually, this is what I saw take place in Chile, in France, in other countries. This is what we wish the left would do. You got a party claiming they love you, that they want the best for you. They're denying you fucking healthcare. You got to watch your grandparents die because they don't go to the hospital because they could have been treated for cancer. But no, they couldn't afford it. They wait to go until it's too late because they can't afford it. They're worried about the treatments. That same party is denying you healthcare. If that's not a fucking reason to burn goddamn Capitol Hill down, what other reason could there be? Their threat, these people's threshold just happen to be far less than ours. JC Nell. People are doing what I wish we would have done a long time ago. Oh, okay, I saw that one. I'm trying to get to all of them, everybody. I'm trying to get to all of them. Valdez Mosley, thank you very much for super chat. Whether it's business cronyism or government whether it's business cronyism or government cronyism, either way, the public gets screwed. We must not forget that it is the government who allows big business to run amok. Socialism will produce the same outcome with least affluence. That is somewhat true until we actually get the corruption, like the lobbying and the revolving door system that we have in this government. Until we take care of all that, you can call it socialism, you can call it capitalism, you can call it big bootyism. It don't matter. It's not going to matter until you address the systemic flaws in our system that we have allowed to happen. Appreciate that. Super chat, my man. Iceman Vamp. Did you see they got in Pelosi's office and she had her personal email open? 1-800-WikiLeaks. You just need to call 1-800-WikiLeaks. Man, I bet she got some nasty shit on her laptop. She looked like it. She probably be watching ice cream porn. Dap the vegan. That Colin Crystal show is a bad move. He will be even more naive than ever to these faux progressives. He already acts clueless with Justice Democrats. Let me see. I'm just trying to go through y'all. There's a lot. I'm trying to keep up with y'all. So I'll make sure I don't miss as many people. Todd Jersey, thank you very much for super chat. All right, I think we're good. Yeah. Oh, Sparky, Christopher Ray and Sally Yates are GA Old Boys Network. Oh, yeah, I do know that. I was familiar with that. Go ahead. Yep. 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 Okay. Blaze Duns. If the protesters knew to ask for open source software so the election could be properly checked and trackable ballots were more would back them. See, that's the thing though. They don't know that type of stuff because that's not their wheelhouse. That's not their niche. That's not like where they dabble in. That is something that obviously y'all know I advocate for. I talk about that all the time. You need paper ballot backups. You need open source software. Paper for accuracy. Open source software for accountability and tracking. That's where the left is supposed to be the loudest. That's why we have our niche and what we find to be important. And, you know, obviously the right blows the whistle on ballot harvesting. That happens. It happened to Christine Olivo running as an independent against a Democrat. It happened to her. And that's their wheelhouse. That's something that they are a little bit more vigilant in. That's fine. But you see where the issue is? Now they're missing a whole other side of electoral advocacy or election justice advocacy, election integrity advocacy, because the left, every time it's time for us to potentially coalesce, they hide behind a personality, they hide behind a party, they hide behind their Patreon, they hide behind their followers on Twitter, they hide behind their YouTube subscribers, they hide behind that's what they do. At least, at the very bare minimum, Trump supporters were willing to admit that Bernie got cheated. They were willing to admit that Yang and Tulsi got cheated, that Marianne Williamson was being mistreated. Like, they admitted that our progressive candidates were getting cheated. They could admit that. But the left could never admit that anybody would do anything corrupt. The Democrats cheated their own people. So we're now supposed to believe, once again, that with beyond a shadow of a doubt, the Democrats are unwilling to cheat Trump. That doesn't make any sense, bro. It just doesn't make any sense. And it doesn't make any sense, especially to these people. And they're probably right. I don't know if Trump actually won, but I know this. There was definitely an attempt to cheat because there always is. From both parties, by the way. Absolutely. That's why the Republicans they threw Trump under the bus, acting like they didn't know what was happening with these Dominion machines that were being placed in all the damn most important states in the country under Trump's nose for the last 4 years. They pretend like they had no idea. Because both parties want someone who's a little bit more reliable in. All right. I'm actually the last couple of super chats. I'm going to get up out of here. I got to get ready for my next interview. J9 Campbell, Declaration of Independence in action. Congress and corporations are quivering on the floor. I'm just saying, this is why the Second Amendment was created, y'all. I'm just being real. But don't be, once again, if you are one of these people who support this protest, then I need y'all to be consistent. Keep that same energy. Doesn't look like they're going to have to, though, because Jacob Blake's verdict, all of a sudden, nobody's out there because the Dems won. Criminal justice system is fixed now. Jacob Blake got his legs back. George Floyd's been brought back to life. Sunflowers and fucking, DC finally made a good movie. Everything is all well. Wonder Woman didn't totally suck. Ossoff won Georgia. Yeah, get the fuck out of here. They're not gonna have to worry about nothing. I guess they're not gonna have to worry about protesters as rioters, because BLM, quote unquote, not the cause, but the 501c4 nonprofit organization, Antifa, quote unquote, not the real one from the 30s and the 40s, but this whatever the hell these white boys were wearing black suits and masks wearing, like they know where to be found. They were riding over this. This is what I'm saying, bro. They were riding over Breonna Taylor the day after the verdict. We have the same situation happen. Yeah, but we can't riot and watch the results for John Ossoff's election. Oh my God. Come on, I gotta make a choice. Voldis Mosley, thank you very much. Niko, you are the most open-minded, unbiased YouTube influencer that I tune into. I appreciate your bonds. I appreciate that. That is the best compliment anyone has ever given me. Or anyone could ever give me. That's all I aim to do, man. Cut through the bullshit. Just keep it at a band. Because we just got too many people out here just not wanting to keep it real. I can be wrong. I promise you I can. Like, but at the end of the day, man, I'm gonna leave with this. But at the end of the day, like, I'm not about to be wrong because it benefits my pocket, my dollar. Like, bro, I've been poor. I've been homeless. I did my show while I was homeless in my car. You'll see my shit in the back seat, bro. Still talking about the same shit that we're talking about right now. The shit that, you know, they're so passionate about this election integrity shit that they're storming the Capitol. I was so passionate about this. Gave up law school to right that wrong. Same thing. Like I said, DNC fraud lawsuit, co-founder of it. Car. You could do on my live show that I used to do on Wake Radio and iHeart Radio. You see my bags in my fucking car for this shit. The same exact thing I'm talking about today is what I was talking about when I had 3 Patreons. My 3 Patreons helped me pay my phone bill. That's how I was able to do my streams. That's the most important thing to me. It's telling this truth, no matter who's in office, no matter what party is claiming to be the altruistic party. And I only want to be around people, not, you know, who think the same way, because obviously that's very, very rare. You have to go through a very certain set of experiences to think like that. But I'm one of open-minded people willing to have these conversations. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what I like. These are the conversations we should be having from here on out, because a lot's about to be exposed. We're seeing more things get exposed. We're seeing the squad get exposed. We're seeing TYT get exposed. Oh yeah, they're racist. So like, if you watch them, you're watching a bunch of racists. I mean, I don't know if y'all watched Jimmy's show the other night. We're gonna talk about that too, today actually with Justin. But yeah, Brandon Harrington. What if Trump were to leak enemies list today? Huh? That would be wrong. Yeah, I guess that would be wrong. Like, you shouldn't do that. That's a bad thing. Not the president should be doing. Now, if a person who is trying to fight against the government decided to leak a enemy of the people list, that's different. That's activism. Choctaw Warrior said, "You remember your car interviews? Oh man, you've been around for. That's true. You have been around for a hot minute. I forgot. You were there when we were getting suppressed because we were covering Russiagate. Nobody wanted to mess with us because, you know, it was weird being a black guy who got Russiagate right, because like, I was in this weird little bubble. I didn't speak Russian, so the Russians didn't watch me that much, and I didn't have the blue check or the clout at the time on that part of the, you know, the fence. So I was doing some shit that most people didn't cover, making connections that most people weren't covering back then. I was talking about Russia-Ukraine's relationship and how a lot of our escalation with Russia had to do with the fact that President Zelensky in the Ukraine was coming into power, and he was considered to be mostly a progressive, you know, before they really successfully did neuter him, because there's just so much corruption there. Where I was talking about the fact that Hillary Clinton through the Clinton Foundation, helped to overthrow the Ukrainian government and install the oligarchy that Zelensky ran on ousting, and that's one of the reasons why they want him out so bad. Like, we were talking about the shit that nobody was talking about, but, you know, like I said, I was young, nobody knew me, you know, I was young. All the blue checks knew me. Nobody wanted me on their show at the time, but they will always give me a DM, hey, what's up, man? Hey, what's up, bro? Oh, you can't come on the show to talk about, you know, I had like 1,000 subscribers, 2,000 subscribers back then. 2015, 2016, even 2017, really. I would say, hey, come on the show. I'll get back to you. Now everybody want me on the show. So I'm cool with that too. Natalie, Trump is the Antichrist. Nah, that's about giving him too much credit. No. Obama is the Antichrist. The Antichrist is almost universally liked. Is a conniving, silver-tongued devil. Obama, some progressives still think Obama is kind of on their side. Obama is like, could literally start, once again, the African brought slavery back to Africa, and black people are like, oh my God, we just love him so much. I just wish he would get back in the White House so we can have a real president. We just need a real family back in the White House. That's crazy. And y'all know black people get on black people harder than than we get on anybody else. Black people be the first one to tear a black man down. And the black man who brought slavery back to Africa, they like, man, come on, but what's he gonna do, man? Like, you heard him tell his jokes. He's so fucking funny, bro. He's just so charming. Like, come on, bro. He's definitely the Antichrist. Obama. That's funny. That's true. I like it. Young Zolo, MAGAs are saying Antifa did it, not MAGA. Yeah, it's because they see them cops getting thrown around. That's not Antifa, bro. Once again, you're going to show the video one more time. I got to see it. Bro, my team is out there. Single file line, walk in the building, cops are nowhere to be found. You want to know how I know it was Antifa? You want to know how I know? Hey, real quick, somebody tell me how the hell I know this is an Antifa. Go ahead, tell me. Ask me how I know. Because if it was Antifa, they'd be getting their ass beat by police officers before they ever touch the goddamn steps of Capitol Hill. That's how I know it's not Antifa. That's how I know. Ain't no damn Antifa. Come on, bruh. The police were like, man, they're just Trump people, man. We just talk to them, and the Trump people, we talk to them and we tell them to chill out. The Trump people always chill out when we tell them to chill out. You know what I'm saying? I know they got guns and shit, but like, we cool. That's my cousin over there. So I'm going to talk to my cousin, little Billy Bob. Billy Bob going to tell the crowd to chill out and everything's going to be sweet. Yeah, I know they're getting closer, man. Just chill, bro. Chill, man. Put the guns away. Don't bring out the riot gear. That'll be all right. They're not going to do nothing. Oh, shit. They in the building, you said? Oh, Billy Bob. Hey, bro. Hey, man, I'm out here at the DC protest, man. I've been telling everybody that y'all weren't going to do anything because y'all white. And you letting me down right now. What's going on? Hey, man, fuck you, cuz. You working for them damn Democrats. We're about to burn this bitch down. I don't give a damn about you or your police friends. We appreciate you letting us in, though. They don't give a damn about them Trump protesters until it was time to give a damn about them Trump protesters. They've had an amicable relationship for the last 4 years. But the moment that those police, they forgot. The police, MAGA people love police. But there's one person that outranks y'all in the minds of MAGA people. And that is goddamn Donald Trump. And if you were standing between them and they guy, all bets are off. All that Blue Lives Matter shit went right out the window, didn't it? Didn't it? Yeah, it did. JT, cops are taking selfies with the protesters. They're supporting them. If it was BLM, they would have been beating the hell out of them. It would have been beating. The fact that bro, I would think I could storm the Capitol building too if the cops were stopping and taking pictures with me, bro. Come on. Sparky, will Pence be a modern day Julius? Yeah, he already is, isn't he? Oh, it's so hilarious. It is. Man, hold up. Let me answer my damn Rockfin questions before I leave. Jesus Christ, I'm so messed up. Sorry, y'all, I haven't been on Rockfin in so long because of the weekend. I completely forgot. Joshua Benton, thank you very much for being on Rockfin. Gyro 42. Devo said the ruling cast coming for you and your kids. Yeah, they are. Appreciate you guys watching on Rockfin. Make sure you go find us on Rockfin. I know we're going to be roasting Biden for like the next 4 years. So they're going to try to shut us down on YouTube. You already know that's coming. So make sure you go follow us on Rockfin. You can scan that little code right there. If you want to support the show, you can scan the Rock. You can become a Rockfin premium member. That's the best way to become. That's the best way to support the show. Because not only do you get all of our content, but you get everybody's premium content. Convo Couch, Jimmy Dore. Just everybody. Kim Iverson, Whitney Webb, Jason Burmis, Richie Medhurst, the Action for Assange crew, Slow News, that Graham Elwood, Ron Pacone. We're actually literally running out of like it's a lot of people. Almost everybody is over there now. You can also become a patron on Patreon. Or you can just support us with a one direct payment through Cash App by scanning any of these codes. You can also click on the Linktree link in the description below if you may be technologically impaired. It's okay. We don't judge around here. I'll let you have a droid because droids are from the feds. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for tuning into this live stream segment of Mikasa Sukasa. Tune in around 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we will be interviewing Justin Jackson, the running back for the LA Chargers, about all this, I guess, all this. So other than that, ladies and gentlemen, always remember more than anything else, find your balance.